Hi everyone. I had a request to provide some tips and techniques to help with beginning a meditation practice because it can be quite challenging when we first start. One thing I did want to highlight is that a lot of people say to me that their minds are too busy and they're really struggling to meditate and to get rid of the thoughts in their mind. That is not uncommon at all. So I think on average, I don't know how they've calculated this, but they have, we have around 70,000 thoughts apparently per day that go through our minds. So yes, it can be extremely challenging when we first begin a meditation practice to quiet our minds. But there are ways that we can begin to learn to have a little bit of control over it. Like anything, it takes practice, and the benefits will increase the more that you practice. So one thing I find extremely helpful is to utilize two of the core principles of mindfulness. One is non-attachment, and one is to not judge. So as thoughts come into your mind, because they will, it's just, you're going to have to accept that they will. For a start, if we can not attach to them. So say it's the shopping list. The shopping list on your way home from work comes into mind while you're trying to meditate or whatever it might be. So by attaching is when we start to actually go through the shopping list and we're seeing ourselves in those aisles. And then we're thinking about getting it all home and unpacking it and cooking it and the milk and what brand. And so that's attaching. We're getting drawn into it. If we can detach from it and say, okay, shopping list. It allows it to then pass through and also not judging it. So, oh my God, why am I thinking about the shopping list? I shouldn't be thinking about the shopping list. Okay, so that's judging it. It's very common for us to do both of those things. So if we can create some distance from the thought, not judge it and not attach to it, it's a brilliant starting point. We need to kind of start there. So we've got to be gentle with ourselves as well during the process. One thing I also find really helpful is to allow those thoughts when they're there to pass through. I imagine them like clouds passing through. So there's, a little cloud here and that's the shopping list, and a little cloud here that's something else. So they're there, but they're like background noise almost. They become like that, and you just allow them to pass, again, by not judging and not attaching. Sometimes naming them can actually help. Seems counterintuitive or counterproductive, but it actually works. So again, shopping list comes into mind, name it. Okay, I've just thought of the shopping list. That almost allows it. It's like a little child, if you acknowledge something, instead of ignoring them and they keep badgering you, you actually acknowledge it, and then it can kind of just pass on, move on. It settles almost. It's not asking for attention anymore because you've given it something, and that allows it to pass. The other thing I often do, I don't know where this came from, I was never taught this, but I have found for myself, if there's too much going on, I just do a gentle shh, and it seems to really work for me. So it may or may not work for you, but that's one thing I do. And it's almost like calming the nervous system. It just really, really helps settle everything. So there's some of the things that I would suggest you start with. The other thing is definitely coming back to breath. So always start your meditation by connecting to your breath. And then once you've acknowledged the thoughts, you've done the things that we've just talked about, and then coming back to your breath. So just consciously coming back to it. It's like your anchor point throughout your meditation. And find a spot that you notice your breath more, you connect with your breath more. So you might notice it as it draws up through your nose. You might notice it as it fills out your belly. Allow that to be your anchor point. So bring your concentration, your focus back to your breath. Just be gentle with yourself. Everything takes practice, and meditation is definitely something that takes practice. We're so used to doing and not allowing ourselves to just be. We've been trained in our culture, in Western society, to not just be. This is not our I guess our default, our natural way of being, whereas it is in a lot of other cultures. So it's going to take time to allow yourself to just be. Perhaps when you start your meditation and you settle into it, just allow yourself to just experience whatever happens for you. So just have some gratitude for yourself as you sit, as you enter your meditation practice. Just take that breath and just say, I surrender to whatever it is. And just knowing that you've taken some time out for you, whether it's 5 minutes or an hour. It's like gifting yourself that time. So don't go in with expectation, I think, is the key. To not have expectation, to be gentle with yourself. You can use those tools that I've just mentioned when the thoughts become, because they'll be there. It's very rare that we don't have any thoughts at all. To have moments of this complete blank state of mind is so rare. So don't be hard on yourself. Just allow it to be what it is. And the more and more you practice, you'll get better and better and better, where the thoughts will still be there, but they'll almost be like this. If you're at a bar and the noise, you've got this noise in the background, but you're not attaching to it. And you're not really judging it. It's kind of just there, but you're still in your zone. That's how it becomes. That's probably the best way of explaining it. So I hope that has helped somewhat. Please always reach out if you've got any more questions at all, either via email or if it's on socials, PM me. But I just wish you all the best with your meditation practice. Keep going. The benefits will accumulate, and you'll find more and more wonderful things that come out of your meditation practice. So I just encourage you to keep going, really. Awesome. All right. I hope that has helped. Thank you.